This afternoon we're interviewing John Smith for LGMA, part of the oral history project, and yeah, we're going to find a little bit about John and what made him successful as a CEO. So just some simple, easy ones to start off with. John, what was your date of birth?
22nd of August 1936.
1936. And you joined the Institute of Municipal Managers?
I did.
Back in when?
About 1960 something, 60, how about
1960s sometime.
I'll have a look before we're finished.
Yeah,
I've got the thing hanging up on the wall there.
So you've been a member for a long time?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. So what year did you retire?
I retired in 1990,
Around the 1990s?
95 I think.
95 mid, yeah, we'll go for that, that's good. Alright, so how did you get into local government in the first place?
I got in by applying for originally I was going to be a school teacher.
Alright.
And at the 11th hour a vacancy became available in Mergen.
Yes.
And my mother talked me into throwing in my hat for that one.
So what was the job in Mergen?
I did a junior mail clerk.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. I started in December 1992.
1992. Alright. So, and how long have you been in local government for? So you started in 1972?
Started in 92.
92?
Yes.
And
I finished in 19. What date did I give you there?
1995?
Yes, that'd be about right.
Yeah. Alright. So you started off as a mail clerk?
Yes.
And worked your way up from there to...
Yes, I worked my way up through the... It's only a small council, so you're exposed to everything. You get a bit of an understanding and
very broad.
Think you know everything. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. But which was good.
Yeah.
And I liked it. Yeah.
Good.
But
so how long did you stay at Mergen for?
Well, I moved here in 1990. I don't know. What's this?
You retired in 95?
Yes. Let's go back a bit.
Yeah, yep.
So I'm trying to work it. What year did we come here, Ola?
What's that?
What year did we come here?
To Caloundra?
Yes, to Caloundra. 67, wasn't it? 67, I think.
The year Brendan was born, 62, 64, 67.
Yep, got it. I came from Mergen to here in 1967.
Okay. And then you were with the Caloundra City Council all that time? From 67 till 95?
Yeah, it changed its name, but yes, with the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
But I did my local government clerk certificate exams before I came here.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So that was with Mergen, so from Mergen to Caloundra? Yep.
Yeah. From Mergen to Caloundra, that's right. It was, when I came here, it was called the Landsborough Shire Council.
Landsborough, okay. Mm-hmm. So then it went through an amalgamation, did it? Or?
No, it went through a name change because this became the centre of the Shire.
Yes.
And because it had about 3 or 4 times the population that the other one did, so
yes.
It became the Landsborough Shire Council then.
Yeah.
And a little bit later on, it took the big step to Caloundra City Council. And it's
continued to grow since then.
Yeah. So when I finished up in
95?
95, I think it was the Caloundra City Council.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So your last role was CEO of Caloundra City Council?
My last role was Caloundra City Council. Yeah, I became Shire Clerk of Caloundra in, I think, what year did I start?
Started in 67?
67, yes, and I stayed that way until 71.
Yeah.
And in 71 I was appointed Shire Clerk of
Caloundra.
Shire Council.
So that's 24 years as a Shire Clerk.
Actually, I think it was 25.
Wow, 25. That is a long, long legacy. Wow.
They didn't catch me.
I'm sure it wasn't anything like that at all. So now that you've retired, do you miss local government?
I don't miss local government. I miss the people I work with.
Ah, yes.
I had a great staff, particularly here.
Yep.
I couldn't have asked for better staff.
Good.
Yeah, but I like the council I worked with up until the last 2 or 3 years too. Things got nasty then.
That's no good. It's good when councillors are there for the right reasons, that they want to help the community. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. So what do you enjoy doing now that you've got all this free time on your hand during free time on your hands during retirement?
What makes you think it's free?
So you're busy. Good.
Oh no, it's pretty free. I spend a lot of time with my hound, my little walking him around the ridges.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
I spend a bit of time on the computer, and up until relatively recently, I used to play a saxophone.
Wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I used to play it for dances and jigs around the place.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's got a very distinct sound as the saxophone.
Depends how you play it.
Very good. All right. So, who were your role models while you were in local government and aspiring to become a Shire Clerk?
Locally, I suppose my boss when I was here, his name was Ted Roberts.
Ted Roberts, yeah. And why was he a role model for you?
Because he knew local governments back to front. Yep. He knew the act back to front. Very wise man, and he had a wicked sense of humour.
That's always very helpful.
And he taught me a lot.
Good.
I thought I knew a fair bit about local government until I came in here, and Ted taught me that I didn't.
Yeah. And being able to have those sort of mentors helps a lot along the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Ted was good. He was a great boss to work for. My previous boss in Mergen, I got on well with too, because Frank Narracott.
Yes. Ian Anderson spoke very highly of him.
Yeah, he's a good bloke, Frank. He had convinced me to take on local government studies. I was fortunate enough to get second place in Queensland.
Wow. Obviously you knew a few things.
Well, I thought I did.
Very good.
I thought I didn't for me, but he said when I came here I didn't know much about town planning.
Yeah, okay.
Because Mergen didn't have a town plan.
Yep.
But they did here for part of the Shire, for the coastal part of the Shire. Mm-hmm. And shortly after that they introduced a town plan for the whole of the Shire. That's when the fun started. That's when I found out that I didn't know much about town planning.
Yeah.
But I'm a quick learner. I thought I was.
So if Ted was the Shire Clerk at the time,
yes.
What was the role that you took up when you moved to the...
Deputy Shire here.
Deputy, yep.
Yeah, I was Deputy Shire until he retired.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was that 4 years, 67 to 71.
About that, yes.
Yeah.
71 I think it was.
Yep, good. So you've been in local government a very long time. What are some of the changes that you observed over that period?
Right from back in back. Well, back in Mergen was a rural council, and the problems there were essentially rural in nature. You know, and it was much the same when I came to Landsborough. You know, the problems were drainage and roads and that sort of thing. But but later on, when most of the roads were sealed and the drains were fixed up and all that,
wow.
It became a different thing. Sewage was a big... we sewered Mergen just before I left. Good. And then we sewered Caloundra when I got here.
That would have been a big capital works program?
A huge program. As a matter of fact, it was so huge that the councillors for the rural divisions here, we had 5 divisions, 4 rural and 1 town.
Yeah.
The councillors for the rural divisions ceased borrowing money every year for many years to allow the councillors for Caloundra to borrow money for a sewage scheme.
Wow, you wouldn't find that very often.
You wouldn't find it ever.
Yeah.
You wouldn't find it ever. So we did that.
Wow.
And then we sewered all this area here, Koana, right up to the little river.
Yeah.
Then we started putting in things like a big civic centre. It cost millions of dollars. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's a nice civic centre.
Yeah. And I suppose that sewering, that capital works program enabled the population to increase too, because you then had the infrastructure there for it.
And it cured the drainage problems.
So was there a lot of flooding when you first
Not so much, no, stinks, overflows from sewers and that sort of stuff.
That's a dampener for tourism, yeah.
Yeah. It was, and there was, Caloundra was developed with a lot of small size allotments, 8 and 16 perches and that sort of stuff from way back.
Yeah, yeah.
And trying to drain 16 perches in a area which gets up 60 or 80 inches a year creates problems.
Yes.
But that was cured with sewage.
Good.
That was cured.
Very good.
So that was when you didn't have to worry about it. But,
so obviously by doing that you created a good base upon which Caloundra could bloom and grow.
Oh, you made it a city too.
Yeah.
It attracted a lot of people to town, particularly the civic centre, who were interested in the sort of entertainment we was now able to provide. High class entertainment.
So
what else did we do?
You mentioned about the town plan. There's been a couple of Planning Act changes over the years too. So you mentioned about that steep learning curve with the planning side of things. So you would have had to go through a couple of transitions with the Act changing.
Yep. And we had to go through many. What's the word I'm looking for?
Reviews?
No. Planning battles in the planning courts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so developers wanting to do certain things.
Developers wanted to put it over your...
All the time? No, they wouldn't want to do that.
No, they're nice people. They're nice. I remember one big one when, shortly after I came in, shortly after this place was made a city.
Yes.
Little mountain out at the approach to town, you probably heard of it. You would have driven through it on the way into town. Sort of a rise, and then you go over the rise and you can see Caloundra.
Yes.
Well, that was called Little Mountain. Well, it was largely all under one ownership, and he decided to subdivide it.
One person owned all that land?
Mostly.
Wow.
Most of it. And I put in an application to subdivide it, which sounded on the simple on the face of it, but that he wanted to sewer it without sewage.
I just want to break it up into small blocks without sewage.
Most of it he wanted to knock up into residential, rural residential
Rural
blocks. Rural residential. Yeah. And a lot of them were, or most of them were 1 acre big blocks. His argument was you don't need sewage.
Yes. Put a septic system in there and away you go.
Yeah. And we said, oh no, this is going to set the tone for the balance of the city.
Correct.
And we were serious.
Yeah, so you stuck to your guns and he took you to the planning court?
He did.
And lost?
He came second.
Just as well too. Otherwise, like you said, the town, or even if the town may not have become a city, it might have had a very, very different feel.
Oh, well, every small subdivision for rural residential purposes would use the place as a yardstick. You let him have it.
Yeah.
We want it too. And we're going to have the problem.
Yeah.
So we stuck to that as the yardstick.
Good.
That one.
Good.
And it was the greatest victory we ever had.
Well, it was a victory that continues to still set the tone for what happens today.
Even today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
So it killed a lot of future ones down the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
It was a bit of a worry at that time. There was a lot of legal planning work, court work, We've had to knock back quite a few since then by taking them to the planning court too. And of course we used this one as the yardstick.
Yeah.
And the wise judge agreed.
Yeah, good. So have you had a lot of applications for really, really high rises?
Yes.
And did the council at the time say thus high and no further?
Well, we had zones in the town plan for high rise, which kept it out until a long time, until money became greater than planning.
Touche.
But we had a system here. Caloundra was like it's staged.
Right.
Like that.
Yes.
And we had residential A, which was the very high ones, on the high ridges, because it wasn't blocking anybody else out. And then residential B halfway down, residential C.
Okay, good.
Down the bottom, and that went for years and years and years. Look, we'd had troubles on the flatlands. The lands like Golden Beach, which is a flat area.
Yes, it is.
And we had developers wanting to put high-rise on the beach at Golden Beach. And they said, we're not blocking anyone out, we've only got ocean in front of us. And we're good fellas, you know, we've got heaps of money and we've got this...
We'll do the right thing.
We'll do the right thing.
Yes.
So they finally got the council to concede to a rezoning for one block of land right on the front. And they put about a 5 or 6 story building on that. They ran into some trouble with that because when they dug the holes along the front for the foundations, they found out that the water in the holes was tidal. Had to have it pumped there night and day. One day that pump went and it annoyed hell out of the neighbours. So anyway, they got that through, and of course once that was through,
and then all the rest
open slather. But we did try to contain it to an area that it didn't cause too much trouble, that it didn't block out the views of the Glasshouse Mountains. That was a big one for the town people behind that they did want the glasshouses around. So we kept it to
because it's quite iconic for the area.
Very iconic.
Yeah.
So even today, from down around, you know, the central part of the city, you can see the glasshouses.
Yes. And
I think they've done a pretty wise job with the glasshouses there.
And I suppose it just goes to show too how important to get that planning right to allow that development to happen in and around the area.
When I came here in 1967,
yes,
the senior city of the Sunshine House didn't have a CAN plan.
Wow.
Ruchi. And we're only a little fella. They were the big one.
Okay.
They never had one.
Right.
They had this area here, not Caloundra, but Caloundra, town planned 1946. Senate held us together.
Wow.
Yeah, we were the first.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so during your long period of local government, what was some of the highlights for you?
I suppose do you mean in development or?
More personally, I suppose. What were some of the achievements that you personally found a lot of satisfaction in? What were some of the things that you, when you completed it, you could look back on and go, I was involved in that?
Well, the Civic Centre gave us great satisfaction.
Yeah.
The sewering of the whole of Caloundra was an enormous step ahead. Not for me personally, but for Caloundra. How much forward it took Caloundra. You could have allotments on 16 perches, have buildings on 16 perches without the fear of
overflows,
without the fear of smells.
Yeah.
And not only that, we a lot of people at the time said, "Oh, you're only looking after the coast, you know." But we didn't. We sewered Laney, Landsborough, Beaver, put water and put reticulated water into all of those villages.
As well, wow.
All those as well,
Yeah.
which is pretty good.
Yeah, very good.
And of course the big one, and this is a joint project between Maroochy Shire and Landsborough, was the big dam out, the Broom Pocket Dam.
Right, yeah. You guys did that.
We did that.
Yeah, any state funding or?
No, it was just like a council fund, but it was a joint local authority.
Yeah.
They formed a joint local authority. Now, to get the water from Broom Pocket up there where it was, down to the coast, they had to get, there's a range between them, the Blackall Range. So do you know what they did? Bored a hole through it.
Yeah, way to go. That would have been a big project back then.
And a big cost.
Yeah.
And it came out under cost.
Don't hear that too often.
The tunnel didn't come out under cost, but the dam came out under cost because they found a beautiful quarry of basalt right next door to where they would block on the...
So that helped secure the water needs for Caloundra moving forward as well, did it?
And not only Caloundra, Maroochy do it too.
Oh, okay.
All the coast.
Yeah, yeah. So how many councils were involved in that joint
2.
project? 2.
Maroochy and Landsborough.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Very good. Cause,
and we offered them. No, we didn't. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. That was for another project. But no, it was a great cooperation between the two of them. And
so was the dam in Maroochy's area, or was it another council's area?
Oh, now here you got me. It was the dam was on Broom Pocket Creek, I think. I think it was in ours. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah,
but it was very close to the border anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
sounds like you played a very fundamental role in Caloundra's future.
I played a very fundamental role in that Broom Pocket Dam project. I had to resume about between 30 and 40 parcels of land.
Well, if you resumed it, it was Maroochy or not Maroochy. It would have been Caloundra's land.
Well, not necessarily. It could have been any shire, but we had to resume it.
Okay. Yeah.
To get ownership of it to do council works on it, and that took a lot of work.
Yeah, right. So
and
that's
a lot of court work and a lot of nastiness and a lot of money.
Yeah.
And compo for all that land.
Okay.
So that was a lot of.
So did you go straight to resumption, or did you try and amicably buy it?
We tried to amicably take them over.
Yes.
By what do you call it?
By agreement.
By agreement, yeah. And some of the farmers up that way were pleased to
get out.
Yep. And we pay them extra money to go out, disturbance value and all that sort of stuff they were having. Others, I remember one bloke, he didn't want to go at all.
Over my dead body, so to speak.
Yeah, my dead body and that of my wife too. So that went right down to, we couldn't satisfy his desires by extra money on the compensation. So he decided that he would display his knowledge of land values and took us to the land court. And they settled by offering less than we offered him.
So he was actually out just for the money, was he?
Oh yeah, of course he was.
Oh, okay. So that's some of the highlights. What's some of the...
That was a big one. That was the big cost. That was several, I don't know how many million, I forget how many million it was, 20 or 30 million.
So that was like a major component of the project, buying people out.
Well, it couldn't go ahead without it.
Yeah, because it was going to get flooded.
Yeah.
So that's some of the highlights, and very good highlights, I might add. What were some of the lowlights or the worst thing about being in local government?
Oh, occasionally, you know, the decision made by the majority wasn't always the wise one.
And then you've had to carry it out and implement it for them.
No, I had to say, I told you so.
But sometimes you have to wait a long time about
Very
it.
long time, yeah. You have to keep that one till your resignation.
Career limiting move, is it?
Yeah.
All right. So nothing else comes to mind? It doesn't have to.
I can't think of any.
Okay, so you pretty much enjoyed your entire time in local government. That's great.
Except the last few years.
Because you said you had an aggressive council.
One.
Okay. Was that the mayor?
No.
No. And we don't need any
I don't
names.
know his name, but
No.
he told me several times he'd kill me.
Ooh, that's a bit harsh.
Yeah, and I just said, well, when are you going to do it today? Or another day, let's know, eh?
Yeah, correct. Do I need to... Can I get ready?
I reckon I'd have killed him.
Oh. All right, so as the Shire Clerk, what are some of the things that worked for you in that role? And I want to say worked for you, it might be things like, was communication a big key to fulfilling the role?
I always had an open door.
Yeah.
For ratepayers to come in any time.
Which back at that time, that would have been a rather innovative idea.
A lot of time, but it was worth it.
Yeah. Putting fires out, or?
No, sometimes they came in with
Yeah.
Sometimes they came in with very fair complaints, decisions put on them by people lower down the steps.
That you weren't aware of.
That I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
But and I felt good being able to settle those things too, without taking it to council.
Yeah. Because they were operational matters.
They're common sense matters. Common sense matters.
Yes.
And you've only got to get one little tyrant in the show, and he becomes a big tyrant.
That's what the rule says, and that's where we're going to go.
Yeah, whose rule? My rule.
Yeah.
That's what this is, my rule.
And the question is, are we here? Who are we here for? We're not here for you, we're here for the community. And is that a logical, common sense decision for the community? Okay. So you mentioned before working with the people, so it was having good people around you.
Excellent people.
Yeah. So it was important for you to find those people and attract those good people?
Yes. Most of them I appointed personally myself.
Yeah. And I
I
suppose
always took a very keen interest in staff appointments.
they can make or break it.
They can make or break it. Yeah. And you've got to make them feel like they're a part of the role, part of the whole show.
You mentioned that Ted was pivotal in mentoring you. Did you also see that as an integral and critical part of your role, is in mentoring your subordinates around you?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Passing on that
He
information.
was a role model.
Yeah. Good.
He had a wicked sense of humour. Wicked.
Good.
It's
good to have a laugh in the workplace.
I'll tell you one.
Yes, please.
The health inspector, one of his responsibilities was the camping areas and caravan parks. And before each Christmas, he had to make sure that there was an adequate supply of toilet rolls and things like that.
Yeah.
So he ordered a big order. It was supposed to be 100 dozen, but he made a mistake and ordered 100 gross.
Okay.
You got the sense, you got the difference of the two?
Yes.
So this huge semi-trailer truckload came up to our office in Landsborough one day, and Ted Roberts was a show clerk, and I gave thanks that he was and I wasn't. And he took that bloody truck of toilet rolls from someplace in Brisbane. This is the biggest delivery they ever made. And
well, you would have thought they would have checked. Are you sure you want that many?
And the bloke got out of the truck and he said, big truck driver, where do you want them, mate? And Ted said, what are they? He said, "It's bloody toilet rolls. What do you think they are?" He said, "I don't know what they are." He said, "Take them down to Caloundra, fill every council shed you can find, but don't come back here." Okay, so off we went. And about 2 hours later, he must have filled every shed, went back to Brisbane and told his boss what happened. So his boss got onto the local paper, the Brisbane paper, Courier Mail I think it was, and told him about this ginormous load of data rolls that came down there. So he rang up Ted, and Ted said, "This bloke's going to have a go at me, and I'm going to have a go at him." And he said, "Mr. Roth, yes." He said, "Do we understand that you've taken quite adequate precautions against the anticipated income of people coming to your caravan park?" "Yes, we think we've got the situation well covered."
Just clicked on it. I don't know why. Yep, keep going. So they said we got it well covered?
Well covered, yes. And of course there was a lot of small talk went on after that. And finally this bloke got around to the question. He said, "Mr. Roberts, could you venture an estimate of how many people you think would occupy your caravan parks, camping areas this Christmas?" And there was a bit of a silence for a while, and he said, "Listen, Buster," he said, "your arithmetic is as good as mine. Assuming that every person who occupies it goes to the toilet twice a day and on each occasion tears off 14 inches, divide that into 100 gross and you've got it. Now, can you work that out simply?" I think.
Good save.
Clunk. the same bloke. We had a big quarry up on Little Mountain,
Yes.
up on just outside Maloney. And anyway, one night we had a bloke up there who was in charge of it. He was the powder monkey. He was the explosions bloke. And there was a caravan park he used to live in there, right alongside the quarry.
Yeah.
One night it blew up, and it shattered windows in Landsborough.
As in he didn't set it off, the charge went off all by
Well,
itself.
nobody knows to this day.
Right, yeah.
But it shattered windows in Maloney.
Wow.
And
How did the caravan park fare?
the caravan.
The caravan park.
Someone in Brisbane got hold of this and they rang Ted up. And Ted, all he knew was there was a big explosion up there, and it destroyed everything within several miles. So the Courier Mail or someone rang him up in Brisbane and wanted to know all about it. He said, "Look, I don't know much about it. All I know is that we had a big explosion last night. It was so dense that it blew up windows in Maloney. It blew up and it blew up the caravan in which the powder monkey was living."
Oh, was he all right?
Well, no one knew at that stage.
Okay.
So and they said, "Well, was anyone killed?" Well, they said, "Not at this stage, but we can't find the bloke that normally lives in the caravan park. Powder monkey, can't find him. And there's no body parts lying around. No, we can't find any body parts. We can't find the only parts of the caravan are about that long. Just shattered it." So anyway, this went on, and he tried to get more out of Ted than Ted knew. And no one knew. Nobody knew. This was a mystery.
The investigation's still pending.
Yeah, well, he finally said, "Listen, Mr. Roberts, my bosses here told me to get in touch with you. This is quite serious." He said, "Yes, it is. And he said, "Is this a great loss to your council?" And Ted winked at me and he said, "Oh, yes. Oh, yes, it was a bloody hell caravan, about 50-year-old. And he said, "Yes, it is. It's a very serious loss. We don't know how we're going to compensate for this." And he said, "Well, could you give me something of a story to put in the paper? My seniors want a story here and I can't get anything out of anyone." Well, if you, all I can tell you, it's early days. I haven't kept anything from you. But if you want something dramatic, you can say that the Landsborough Shire Council was the first council in the Southern Hemisphere that's put a caravan on the moon. How do you like that?
Sounds like he was a very a bit of a comedian.
Showers attack.
Yeah, very good. All right.
They're the things you remember.
Yeah. And it's often the funny things that you do remember.
Of course.
Yeah.
You remember the things that you want to remember. The things you don't want to remember go straight through. That's how I felt it.
So, what did you have to change about yourself or your approach to how you were a Shire clerk along the way in your career?
As simply I could put it, if a fellow was in charge of collecting rates in Mergen amongst other things, if a farmer came in and said to me, he said, look, I know I'm behind, I'm trying, but I'm more than happy to do this by instalments, paid off over 3 months, 6 months, or such months.
Yeah.
I shake hands with him and he'd pay it. When we came to the coast, taking a bit of advice from Ted Roberts, I'd say to him, sign here.
Yes. So you notice a difference between rural people and city people.
And you could see, not only that, yeah, that's right. I could tell the difference between the people living in the rural areas of this shire and the town areas.
Yes. So their word would have been as good as their handshake too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But they'd all lost it that day. And you put that on me.
Yeah. All right.
And I could see where it's coming from.
Oh, absolutely. And was that something that you noticed became more and more necessary as time marched on?
With some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, with some people, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So with regards to yourself too, did you need to continue to upskill yourself as you went along?
Yes, I did an accountancy degree by correspondence with a company, educational.
Uni.
No, I didn't go to uni. I did it through Hemingway Robertson Institute.
Okay, yeah.
I did it through them.
And that was beneficial?
It was beneficial, but I suppose, with the wisdom of hindsight, I've often said I wish I had have done law instead of accounting.
Okay.
I think it would have probably led me to better places, but it was helpful, the accounting, because I was eventually responsible for the preparation of all the budgets and anything to do with money. They looked at me, and it was useful, but I think the other track would have been more useful.
Because with the contracts and being taken to court and that sort of, from that particular aspect?
It's not so much that way, because there was a high content of law in accounting. Like there was contract law was a big one. If you knew contract law, you knew half accounting. And it was handy. Yes. It was very handy.
So did the size of the council grow and change over time too? Or like, was it small when you first started? And
it was a bigger council than Mergen, but it was not a big council by any manner of means. But as growth came along and as population came along, it became a big one. It became $60–70 million worth of budget. That was when it started to get big. And,
that's certainly a lot of beans to count.
Yeah, one of my things that made me proud was that in the 25 years that I was the CEO there, that's with the council and with the city council, I never had a fund like a general fund, sewage fund, water fund. I never had a fund that was overspent at the end of the year.
Wow, very good. That's awesome.
I thought it was.
Yeah, very good.
When you see that, when you see these councils now, who deliberately budget for a surplus of 30 odd million, and that's happening now.
That's a lot.
30 odd million surplus. It only shows to me that they've done what they're doing, or more likely, they're unjustly taking more rate money from the people than they're entitled to.
What they need to, they've got no vision or project for it. Why are we collecting?
Why are you hurting?
Yeah, all right.
And I've never had a audit report disallowed by the Auditor General.
That's very impressive.
To me, it was.
Wow, very good, John. All right. What was the most difficult part of your role?
I'll show you later.
Right, before you disappear, I'll take that off you.
I won't be able to find this now. I'm out opposite here like a bloody pigsty.
Enough space there?
How's he going? All right?
Yeah, good. Yeah, we're having a good little chat, and he's off looking for a letter.
He gets a bit muddled up at times.
Yeah, no, he's travelling real well.
You right?
You found it. Good.
Hey? Don't fall over.
This was a letter the council got from a recalcitrant ratepayer.
If you want to sit down, I'll stick this back on you.
I just read it.
Yeah.
I like these sort of letters.
That's a nice way of saying no.
Is it?
Yeah. I just think it's
Fire try.
Oh, this is your response to him?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
I've kept it a long time.
Yeah. You have.
I value this one.
Oh, so you give him some money back, good. Very good. Did you hear back from him in response
Never
to
heard
that?
from him.
Okay.
But there was another bloke,
Yeah.
he beat me.
He'd probably appreciate the,
I reckon I got to win on this one, but there was another one,
yes.
and he lived in town at the outskirts of Mergen. And one of my jobs when I first started working for them, was doing the annual read of water meters. I
Okay.
didn't like it at all because I got bitten by bloody dogs and I got all sorts of things. And anyway, I went up to one of our fellow's place and I had a bit of trouble with him before. And he obviously didn't want me to read his water meter. So when I got up to his place, I found that he owned a 6-yard truck, big 6-yard truck, and he dumped 6 yards of gravel over the meter.
Over the meter to stop you from reading it. Righto. That's commitment.
Eh?
That's commitment.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, I'll get this bastard. So I went back to the office that day and I told told Ted, well, CEO back there, Frank Narracott, he says, if you can find you to crack any laws by doing it. And I learned over every bloody rule we had. He hadn't harmed the water meter. The water meter was still going, tick, 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 you can hear it. But I had no means of reading
The meter.
the meter. And I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked for 12 months. And I couldn't. I think in the end we ended up disconnecting the supply for some absolutely hocus pocus reason. wasn't totally illegal.
So turned the supply off. Yeah. And what did he do then?
Nothing.
Oh, he was happy for you to turn it off.
He knew that if he took us to court, the judge would come away. Yeah.
So did he pay his bill, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, you got him in the end.
Oh, I had to wait a long time.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to.
Yeah. But this bloke, he had a sense of humour, this bloke.
Yes, he did. And you obviously had one too, to be able to write a letter back to him like that.
Yeah.
So would you say that the most difficult part of your job often was the people?
I got on well with people. I didn't have much trouble.
Okay. So what's the secret to dealing with people?
If you're prepared to listen to them and reason with them and be reasonable.
Yeah. So that's the secret.
Most of them will, understand you.
Good.
I didn't mind people coming in. In most instances, we were able to solve the problem. 50-50.
Okay.
I got the hard part. Elections worried me because I've seen so many of my confreres in the court of disputed returns after
Yes.
runs.
Because councils used to run their own election.
Yes, and they used to make a better job of it than the State Electoral Office do now.
Yes, I hear what you're saying, but I have no opinion on that.
You worked for one, did you?
No.
Anyway, I remember one bloke was Scotty on me at the count of votes on the night of the election. I had it all organised pretty well.
Yeah.
And one bloke, I had told my staff that you put the votes for this bloke here and the votes for this bloke here, the usual thing. But if you come across a vote that you have any concern about at all, as far as a dispute,
If it's an invalid vote.
An invalid vote,
Yeah.
put it out here, keep it there, and I'll go through all the invalid notes that night because I'd been to that many places in Brisbane listening to disputes on it and that, and I reckon I knew it pretty well.
Yes.
And you used to get characters used to write on their votes instead of voting for Bill Jones, they'd cross out Bill Jones on there and they'd put Wally Lewis on there or something like that, you know.
And they still do that today?
They still do that today.
Yes.
Yeah, the Pope always gets 3 or 4 votes. He gets that, and that. All of those, although I think they should be allowed if they get another but anyway, they're out. They're all out.
Yes.
And my mayor at one stage was a butcher, Don Aldous, and they crossed the three applicants for mayor, put a line through him, put underneath that, never trust a butcher. So I want this one kept out of sight. It's in there. And I shouted to Don, he said, who wrote this? Who wrote this? I said, if I knew Don, I'd be a millionaire.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, but you got to be so careful. You got to be so careful in elections.
So that was probably the biggest thing that you had a concern about.
Worry, yeah. I remember once I had to get a lot of people from outside my own staff to work on election day.
Like members of the public?
Usually school teachers,
Yes.
because you're using their school as a voting place.
Yeah.
So you've got to take...
And that still happens today?
I know it happens today.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I went out about a week before the election, and I had this school teacher, and he said, I know, I've done it before, mate. I've done it before, I know it all. I said, oh, that's good. And I said, this bastard hasn't done this at all. So anyway, I showed him. I said, you've got two polling booths here. I said, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I want you to show the empty polling booth to anyone that's in the place waiting to vote. Show them that's in there.
Yeah.
Lock it. And that's the one you use during the day. Now, at 5:30 in the afternoon, here's the key
Front door.
to open the
Oh, sorry, to open this one. Yeah, yeah.
open the ballot box, and then you count them.
Yeah.
You know everything you're writing out? Yep, everything's spot on, mate. Everything's spot on. So I'm coming back to see you during the day. Because I know it's not on. You get that gut feeling. That,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
And I went to him, I says, everything okay? He said, yes, everything's okay. I've only got about an hour to go. But he said, I've got a problem. I said, what's that, Bill? He says, how do I get the key out of that box at 5 o'clock in the afternoon?
You put the key in the box.
And slapped it closed.
How to get the big key?
Well, I said, you get two options. You can stand on your head and that with it and turn it upside down, shake shit out of it, and hope that it opens.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, you better send some of your mates out for a bloody bolt cutter or some bloody thing to open it, because if you can't open that, you're in deep shit.
Big time. He put it in the thing. Wow.
But I'll tell you a better one.
Yeah.
There was a school teacher at Maloney, and I went over a week before him to show him how to do the count up there, because there was a multiple count. There was 1, 2, 3 and 4, and they had to count them, and it makes it a bit different. So I had dummied them up. I got ballot papers from the previous election, and with dummy returns and all the rest of it, and I had a frame made, a wooden frame, and you put these on overlapping each other.
Yes.
In tens. You can't. Jones 6, such and such 1, and such and such. And when you get to the end, you get as many as the number of votes you're looking for.
Yeah. So it's a cross check to make sure you count them all properly.
Exactly. And instead of counting them in ones, you're counting them in tens. Quicker.
Correct.
Not quicker. No sweat with that, yeah. I'm a teacher, I've done this before.
Oops.
I said, oh, that's something. Same thing. So, at least this bloke was honest. I said, when we finished, I said, any questions now? He said, yes. I said, good, I like them this time rather than after the bloody election, you know.
Yes.
He said, on election day, where do I get dummy returns? You know, to show. I made him up an example to show him how to. I've got a problem here.
No dummy examples on the day, brother.
I've got a problem here.
Yeah.
So fortunately, I had another bloke there to check my sanity.
Wasn't listening. All right. So it sounds like you've really enjoyed your time in local government. But if you had to say one thing, what was the best thing about having a career in local government?
The variety.
Yeah.
You're doing a different thing every day. You're experiencing different problems every day, looking at you, but a clue what's going to hit you, which is good.
Keeps you on your toes.
It does. Yeah, better it stops boredom. I've never felt bored.
Mm.
And the number of people you meet.
Okay. Good.
The majority of them have treated me very fairly.
Good. Must be nice people in the Caloundra area.
Yeah, sometimes. You always knew when you were in trouble if you got a phone call from the Department of Local Government.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I was in someone's complained to them or something.
Someone's complained to them, or I've done something wrong and they've caught me.
You said earlier that you've never been caught.
No, I haven't been. Never been to court in court or something.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
right.
But this fellow that was giving me an awful time was half smart.
This was in Mergen, that Mergen guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, here.
Oh, here. Yes.
Yeah, here.
Right.
He was smart, but he was only half smart. And he thought he knew everything. He carried a local government act around with him, and he knew half of it,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't know the other half.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried for years to trap me, and he hadn't. But anyway, I got this call from a senior bloke in local government one morning. I knew him. He goes, John, oh, I'm good, thanks, Bill.
Mm.
And I thought, this big ass, you know. He doesn't ring up to inquire about my health.
Yes. There's a reason.
There's a bloody reason behind this. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to volunteer anything at this stage because I don't want to stew myself.
Yes.
So anyway, he went on, and he said, I suppose you are a bit anxious about why I'm calling you.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, we both know what the weather's like up here, and I haven't robbed Peter to pay Paul or anything like that. Yes, he said. I said, I am. Put me out of misery, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Well, he said, we've just applied for a senior male clerk in the Department of Local Government, and I'm not sure. I think the bloke that applied knows you, which is not unusual.
Mm.
I said, oh yeah, oh yeah. And I said, who is he? He said, he's this bloke by the name of McCaw, M-C-C-A-W.
Oh, and he's the guy who's giving you a hard time. And he put you down as a referee.
Well, no, I didn't put him down as referee, but he knew that he came from the same council.
Right.
So he said, I'm just ringing up to find out whether you think he's capable of doing the job. I said, oh my bloody oath, yes, he's a good man, this fella. You lying bitch. I just tell me, Bill, you're going to give him a job. He says he's not going to get the back foot inside my place. I said, oh, you're a good fella. I breathed a sigh of relief.
I can understand why you got on very well with Ted, because you have a very good sense of humour too.
Ted.
So, over the time you've been in local government, has the local government changed?
Yes.
In what way?
When I was working, if I came across a problem, which to me was a new problem, and they come up all the time. As the law changes, you get problems associated with it. And the book doesn't tell you how to change it.
Correct.
So I used to ring up the Department of Local Government, and they had the director at that stage was a fellow by the name of Harold Jacobs. Harold knew his onions. And not only did he know it, he would be more than happy to share it with you. If you ring them up today, they'll say, oh, that's contained in such and section, such and such of the Act. I said, yes, I've read that, but how do you do this, and this? He says, well, you'd have to get the LG solicitor. They won't talk.
Yeah, no one wants to give you any advice or commitment.
No, they're going to cover their ass. And any bloke now that's been in for any length of time will tell you the same thing.
Yeah. So is that a change for the good or a change for the bad?
It means it costs you money to get an opinion.
Yeah.
And the opinion you used to get from Harold Jacobs was always right.
Good.
He'd say, he'd say to you, oh, we struck this problem up in Cairns. Give me 5 minutes and I'll ring you back with the answer.
Good.
And he'd do it.
Wow.
He'd do it.
Excellent service.
And Every time he's right.
Mm.
But not now. He's all, oh, you better get your solicitor to look at this one. Too hard for me.
Okay.
And I reckon half of it, or more than half of it, is caused by the change in the Act where the new appointees to CEO positions haven't got to have any qualifications at all.
Yeah.
They've never read the book.
Mm. And I think Ian was mentioning about back in the day there was that Shire Clerk's course that you had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you see that removal of the requirement to have that course is a bad thing?
Well, it is a bad thing because if you're a health inspector, you had to have a course. If you're an engineer,
yeah,
you had to have a course. If you're a person in charge of, what do you call it, personnel and all that sort of stuff, you've got to be qualified.
Yeah.
And the boss, he's got nothing.
Good point.
You think about it.
Yeah, good point.
And there's been more mistakes made now since that new Act was put in than ever before.
Mm. So do you think they should reinstigate the Shire Clerk or local government managers course?
No, I don't think so. I'm absolutely positive. And every bloke that's been in the job for any length of time at all would tell you the same thing.
Mm. Mm.
And they're saying now we wish we hadn't have done it.
Whereas and removed it. Yeah, okay.
Mm.
All right. So one last question. Any advice, what advice would you give to newcomers or prospective local government CEOs?
Duck.
Duck. Okay. So is that because people throw stuff at you, or?
No. Well, if there's a tiff between you and a member of the community, particularly if he's got any social standing, he'll go to the mayor, and the mayor will come out on his side.